Hello everyone. Welcome in. I have a super, I feel like emotional and vulnerable share today. Since I started my YouTube channel 13 and a half years ago, I've always invited you guys into my life, my celebrations, my grief, like everything I've gone through. And I went back and forth for the last couple of days, whether I was going to announce this or not. And then I announced it in my stories, and then I sent out an email. But I've decided that it is important for me to share this because this is such a foundational part of my journey. And seeing it, manifest and sharing it with you, I think is going to be really grounding it in for me, normalizing it and normalizing it for you as well, if this is what you desire. Welcome in, Goddess. Welcome in, Christian. Let me know if you guys are watching live. So I don't even know where to begin. And I know this is a very emotional topic for me. So I'm going to try to tell you guys this without crying, but we'll see. I have tissue here just in case, because this is something I've been crying a lot about recently. It's just been the joy, the legacy, the story has just been really overtaking my emotional body. So you guys know that, well, some of you guys know, but my mom, Sheena, she was an amazing, amazing woman. She was such a badass, so driven, so self-led. I want you to imagine this 4 foot 11 inches of firecracker of a woman. People that, a woman that people doubted, a woman that people didn't take seriously. And she was that kind of woman that whatever she would set her mind to, she would make happen. Hi, Kavivi. Welcome in, sister. You're gonna love this one, I promise. You guys have been such an important part of this journey for me. And my mom worked hard her entire life. Like her entire life was dedicated to the community, her family. Like even, let me tell you, she left her country when she married my dad and came here to the United States, but she never forgot her family. She never forgot her neighbors. Like she would send every single person money back home. Even like her late brother's wife's sisters, so she's not even related to them. She's related to them through marriage. She would send them money. She was supporting like 30, 40, 50 households at one point from like working really, really hard. And one of her biggest dreams was, I knew it, this is going to be emotional, was to leave a legacy for her family. She really, really wanted to leave a legacy. She wanted to leave a paid off house for us. She wanted to have money, inheritance. Like she really believed in this. Part of it is because her culture really believes in this. Everyone that I know on both sides of my family back in Pakistan, they got something from their parents. They either got a house or some money, jewelry, something. Even like my poorest relatives, they have like a little hut that their father owned and their great grandfather owned. And so it's a part of their culture, like her culture, to want to leave something. But what happened with Sheena is she was a nurse. She started with a certified nurse's aide, eventually went back to school and then got her. She was like me. I get my genes from her for sure, always learning, always growing. She went back to school and she became an RN. And then she did that for a while. And then she found out that if she went into like private senior care, that it was a lot more money. So she ended up getting this job in a Jewish family's home. And I think this was the first time that my mom got to spend a lot of time like with a Jewish family. She just wasn't like aware of that culture from far away, yes, but not internally. And she would spend time talking to the lady that she was supposed to be caring for and her daughter. She would come visit the daughter. And she started learning from them about Jewish culture and what they believe and how they leave a legacy and all of these things. And she would come home so excited, so excited. And I was like 18, 19, 20 at the time. And she would say, oh, Jewish people, they do this, and this, and that's why their children always have money. Like she was so excited. And so she became really excited about leaving a legacy. But she had all of these mouths to feed back home. And I've shared this with you, but Sheena was not good with money. She was good at making money, hustling for it, but she didn't know like how to invest it, how to save it. There were always people that she wanted to help. Like she was the kind of person that if she had $10 and you needed it, you'd have it. Like that's who she was. And when I was 21, she went into real estate. She quit being a nurse and she started her real estate business. And she hit the ground running. This woman, the firecracker she was, she hit the ground running and started making all this money. But the more money she made, the more money her family needed from back home and the more people she had to help. So long story short, by the time she was like, I really want to do this for my own kids. Like, let me give you an example. She made 3 homes. She built 3 homes back home in her country, and all 3 of her kids were going to get one. And then other family members needed a place to live, so she moved them in it. They still live in it. So she would try so hard. She would try so hard, but like something would always get in the way and it just would not happen. In her final 3 or 4 years of life, she was making $350,000 to $400,000 a year. Like for an immigrant with her background, she was from a poor family, like extraordinary, extraordinary. And now we're used to hearing those numbers because of social media. This was not on social media. This was like in her real estate business, right? And there were problems and she kept sending money and helping people. And then before you know it, she got diagnosed with cancer and she was gone. And I remember one of the last conversations that I had with her. It wasn't the absolute last, but we had a lot of those almost last conversations. I promised her that I would take on that legacy, that I would somehow be the one that would make that happen for her. I didn't know how I was going to do it. When my mom was dying from cancer, I was pregnant with my middle son. I was a stay-at-home mom. I had just quit my real estate business. My husband had just retired me, and I was a stay-at-home mom. But all I knew is that she deserved to have that dream manifest. And I'm coming here today to tell you guys that on Monday, Irfan and I had the pleasure of filming our legacy video. We did it. Long journey of 16 years. But it was a very emotional moment. In fact, one of my closest friends, Shazad, had to coach me through it because I was telling her, how am I going to get on this legacy video and not be a hot mess? And just so I know, I posted about this on Instagram and some of you guys were DMing me saying, what's a legacy video? So a legacy video is a love letter to your descendants that they receive on the day that they receive your estate. And it was such a beautiful celebration of this huge milestone because this wasn't just for me. It was really for Sheena. I wanted her life to mean something. I wanted her to have a legacy, and I know I'm her legacy. I'm her ultimate legacy, but I didn't want her to leave this planet without having achieved her biggest dreams. And she, the firecracker that she was, achieved everything on her own, but this one thing, God didn't give her the time. She didn't have the time. And so in this legacy video, we got to share the legacy. We got to share with our children, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren, how this idea got to be, why we wanted to build generational wealth, why we wanted to hand down these values to them, what it meant, where we came from, how Irfan and I met, how this idea came about. And we laughed, we cried. It was one of the most meaningful moments of my life. And I wanted to really come on here and just celebrate it with you guys. I was hesitant because I knew it was going to be very emotional for me. But, you know, when my mom was alive, I didn't really get to do anything much for her because I was so much in my own survival. And today, I feel like I finally got to do something for her. You know, I see some of my peers online celebrating buying their mom a car or buying their parents a house, and I didn't get to do any of that. But I got to do this. And I'm just so grateful for this journey and for you guys coming along. It's been 16 years in the making. When I met Irfan, this was not his dream. Like, this is not what he wanted to do. When my mom passed away, when I knew I had to fulfill this promise, I was battling grief for my mom's passing, postpartum depression for my second baby. I was in a new state because I had moved in with my husband when we got married, and I didn't know how it was going to happen. I didn't know how it was going to happen. All I knew is that I was going to do it somehow. That's all I knew. I didn't know how. I just know that I promised my mom that I was going to do it, that I was going to make her legacy come true. And even when years later, when we moved to Houston, when we made the plan for our own financial independence, when we had our financial independence number, I would talk to Irfan about generational wealth, and he wasn't about that at that time. But that's okay, because I knew that it was important enough to me, that it was my mother's legacy, and that one way or another, I am the type of person that I would make it happen. I didn't know how, but I knew. And I know for him, it was most important that him, me, and the kids were provided for as when they were kids. And I think for him, having that goalpost was really important. But he didn't want me to like keep moving the goalpost. It's like, yeah, I know you said that we only need 2 million, but like, what if we had more and then we could leave a legacy for the kids? He wasn't there yet. So I had to drop it and just support him in getting us to that goalpost first. And at this time, you guys know I had a YouTube channel, but like I was making $50 a month. Okay. I didn't know how it was going to happen. But once we got to that initial fire number, and after that, when I started my business, it was like ding, ding, ding. It's like those bridge of incidences where it all makes sense and it all aligns. And suddenly I wasn't like, I know I'm going to start a YouTube channel and then that's going to lead to me making generational wealth. Like, it wasn't planned like that. But it all was this beautiful puzzle where at the end, when you look back, I didn't have a plan, but God certainly did. Let me see what you guys were saying first, and then I want to share the rest of the story. But oh my goodness, I can't believe we freaking did it. Like, I cannot believe it. That the legacy video is the last stage. It's the last process. And I think in some ways I haven't even normalized it fully, that, oh my God, did we actually pull this off? Like, did this actually happen? Like, did this actually happen? And then there's another part of me that's like, duh, of course, that was the plan. This is the legacy. Of course we did it. And if I go back to my culture, that's the expectations. The parents leave something. They leave values, they leave legacy, they leave tradition, they leave something. It's one thing to break generational curses. It's a whole new thing to actually achieve the goals your ancestors couldn't. Look at God. Chills. Thank you, Kabibi. Thank you. Beautiful. Mina gave me goosebumps listening to you share that. She is watching down on you and she is so proud. Thank you, Brittany. My parents didn't really get to see that. Well, my dad got to see me successful. I had already started the business. It was really taking off, but he didn't get to see the ending. And I know that they're watching. I know that this was their intention. I know they didn't get to do it, but the fact that I did it, we did it together. We all did it together. And I have trained my children, also the entire process, that if we all do it, if I do it for 2 or 3 generations and you do it for 2 or 3 but the money is set up to last according to our financial advisor and all the people involved, all like the outside team, our financial team, to last many generations. But I still want my children to keep contributing to it, and I want their children to keep contributing to it. I know that we are going to be the ancestors that many, many, many future generations keep talking about. And it's not the point. That wasn't the point. It's a legacy of love. And in fact, in the interview, the questions that they ask you is about it's leaving love. It's leaving an intention of love. We got to talk about our personal values. We got to talk about, my favorite part was when they asked Irfan, how did you know? Like, she was the one. And, how did you guys meet? Like, just knowing that my grandchildren will be watching that video one day, or my great-grandchildren. Imagine if Sheena had filmed that video and my children could watch it now. My younger two didn't even get to meet her. She's just this story that I keep alive for them by sharing her legacy. They didn't get to see her, right? Armand remembers her, but the fact that my great-grandchildren and great-grandchildren will know who I was, and they'll have my books, and they'll have all my courses and all my videos, and they'll have this love letter. And this is not required as part of the package, but Irfan and I decided that every year we would add to that love letter, and we would update it with anything new we wanted to add, anything new that we had learned. And it's a whole other feeling. These things are they're just concepts in people's minds. And I think until you see people who have achieved it, and I know a lot of people don't share this kind of stuff, but I really wanted to bring you guys along on this journey because you have been such an important part of me sharing my dreams and owning my dreams and achieving my dreams. And so I knew that this needed to be a celebration. Thank you, everyone. So inspiring. Now I manifest to do a legacy video too. Thank you. Sending you love. Thank you, babe. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I wish this is something that everyone should do. Even if you don't have a dream to leave your children millions of dollars, I think having a video from your great grandparents and like, we live in a world where that's so easy to do. I think that's so beautiful. And it just shows you, like, let me tell you guys, one thing I've been noticing as I'm aging, every picture I look at myself, every video I watch, like, I've been posting a lot more on Instagram recently. And every time I post a picture of myself or a video, I see my aunt, or I see my grandmother, or I see my mom. And I know I've been told that I look like my aunt, and I've been told those things my entire life, but I never could, like, really see it. And as I'm aging, I see it. And I'm falling so much more in love with my looks, because those looks are not just my looks. I inherited those looks. I inherited these eyes. I inherited this face and this smile. And it means something to me that it came from somewhere. There's a story behind it. There's a history behind it. Legacy is just, it's so important to me. It's so important to me. And to have changed the entire destiny and path of my descendants in one generation, I cannot believe that I got to live this actually out. I mean, owning the dream would have been enough for me, don't get me wrong. Like, just the desire to do this was enough. But the fact that I actually got to see it through. And the interesting thing is, I was just thinking about the bridge of incidences. I turned 44 in November, which is a special birthday for me. It's an angel number birthday, but it's also the age that my mom became a grandmother. So when I had my oldest son, Armand, my mom was 44. And I'm not, kids, if you're listening, do not have, don't make me a grandmother at 44. Like, definitely live your life. But I feel like it's significant to me. It means something to me to have done this in my 44th year on this planet. So I really just wanted to share this with you. I'm going to open up my chat to all subscribers actually as well, because I feel like this really is something that needs to be really celebrated. Oh my gosh, this computer always gives me the hardest time. I'm sorry, I intend to, but it's not letting me. Shoot. Okay, we'll see if it if it sorts itself out. But the other thing I wanted to do was answer a question that a viewer asked recently, just today, because I think that it really goes along with this celebration today. I can't do it. Let me see if it let me do it here. No, I'm sorry. Okay, if we figure it out during the live stream, I'll open the chat to all subscribers. But let me share with you the comment that was left on one of my videos, and I think this is a very important conversation for us to have right now. It's really bothering me now that I can't do it. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let it go, Mina. Let it go. Okay. So she said, hi, Mina. Apologies for my question, but I'm confused. Your content started with gender roles, supporting and encouraging homemaker women and provider men. May I know why you have drifted your content to high achieving, driven, career-oriented, making good money women only? Okay. So this is important because there's a lot of people coming into my world and they don't know how my content started. So my content did not start with gender roles and provider men. My content started in January of 2011 with a Victoria's Secret haul, Louis Vuitton hauls, and MAC hauls, and just a woman, a very ambitious, career-driven, self-led woman who is the daughter of a very self-led, driven, ambitious woman. And I was going through grief at the time. My mom had passed away about 8 months ago. I had a 8-month-old baby, a 7-month-old baby, and a 5-year-old son. And I was in a new state where I didn't have family and friends. And I started the online channel to connect with women. My channel was for people like me, driven, was and is and will always be for. That cannot be changed because it's my core identity. For high achieving, driven women that want to create beautiful things on this planet. They want to have amazing relationships. They want money. They want a nice house. They want to be in their dream body. They want family. Like, they're driven. They want everything. And I did the Louis Vuitton hauls and that stuff for about a year. And then I started sharing my inner work journey, like just sharing things that I was reading and doing. I was always into personal development. Most self-led, driven women are always in growth. And I started sharing that. Then when I moved to Houston, I got diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis and was told I would have to be on medication and in pain for the rest of my life. Being the driven, self-aware, high-achieving woman that I am, I was like, no, that doesn't get to be my reality. I'm not doing that. So I drove in headfirst into rheumatoid arthritis content, autoimmune disease content, nutrition content, healing content. It consumed my life. I was spending like 7, 8, 9 hours a day watching that content and changing my lifestyle, just like a driven, high-achieving woman would do, like I always have been. You cannot change that about me. You cannot. I have that in my blood. I'm Sheena's daughter, after all, right? So I would watch that content, make tweaks to my diet, read books, talk to doctors, and I would share it on my YouTube channel. And other high-achieving, driven women who don't just take everything a doctor says as face value and do their own research because they're driven, high-achieving women, they started following me. Some people were mad. They were like, how come you're not doing Louis Vuitton videos anymore? I said, I need to focus on not dying because I don't want to end up like my mom because I have babies and I can't have rheumatoid arthritis. Like, that's not in the legacy. That's not happening. So I would study this stuff, try it on myself, post videos about it. And I started, first, a whole bunch of people were leaving. And then a whole bunch of people started coming in saying, oh my God, I've been diagnosed with this and I had this and I tried this and let me try your way and let me try eating this and let me do this and let me do this. And in a few years, my rheumatoid arthritis was completely reversed, done, gone, healed. And after that, I didn't want to talk about that anymore because I wasn't like my diet and everything was automated. I moved on to the next thing. After that, I started making videos on everything I was listening to about relationship, and I was studying and spending money on coaches. Why? Because now that my health was in check, I wanted to focus on Irfan and I's communication skills and taking our marriage to the next level. And then I started sharing that because my YouTube channel has just been me sharing my journey, connecting with other women like me. And so when I started sharing that, people that were really into the keto diet and carnivore and all the autoimmune stuff were really mad. And some of those people left. And some people were like, oh, okay, well, now that we've healed, we're doing this. Okay, we're fixing our relationship, Mina. Okay, I want to do that with you. And then there were a whole bunch of people leaving. Some people stayed. And a whole new bunch of people came in that were interested in fixing their relationships, taking it to the next level, improving what they already had. And then some people started saying in the comments, hey, you should be a life coach. I would hire you. And enough people said it that got me really curious on what the hell is a life coach. And so I didn't think that this was something that I could do, right? Like I had hired people to like help me in things, but I wasn't like, oh, they're a life coach and I could be a life coach. Like the things just never connected. So I looked it up. I asked Irfan actually, he looked it up and he was like, oh my God, this sounds like something that you would enjoy. So within the first week, I had already signed up for a certification program, graduated it, announced the graduation, got my first 10 clients within a week. And then when I announced that, a whole bunch of people were mad and they left. They said, now she's going to be a life coach. What? And the reason I was able to do that certification so fast is because when I went to the certification, they said you're already overqualified because they looked at my college degree, my actual qualifications from what I studied, because I'm a driven, high-achieving, ambitious woman. They said, you're overqualified. You don't need this. I said, well, let's just do it anyways. Let me just get that certificate, just so I have something to come to YouTube with. And so I already announced it, had the clients. Some people left, some people stayed, and a whole bunch of new people showed up. And these new people that showed up, they were wanting to improve their relationships. I created courses on that. They wanted to do their inner work. I created courses on that. I coached them and then I created courses on them. And then they were like, well, you're running this business and you're making so much money. Create a business course. I was like, oh, and this is my first business. I used to have a real estate business. Then I created business courses. And one by one, I had over 130 courses during that process. Now, what happened I would say about a couple years ago, is somehow people who were not the intended audience, people who wanted what I had and what my clients were getting, my high achieving, driven, ambitious clients, the results that they were getting, some people that were not really a match for this work showed up, partly because of my own fault. I recently hired a couple of mentors and they've been going through my content and they've been able to pinpoint what the things were where I assumed I was still talking to the high achieving clients and they knew that I was talking to them, but some other people started listening into the conversation. And these people were not the target audience. They're not wrong. They're not bad. They were just not the target audience of my content because they're not like me. It's not. And there's nothing wrong with that, but my content is not created for them. My content is created for high achieving, driven, self-led women. Because let me tell you, it is a self-led woman that marries a provider man. It is a self-led woman that's able to quit her multiple 6 figures a year business and become a stay-at-home mom because that's the best thing for her children. It is a self-led mom that on a very tight budget, because we were doing financial independence at a time, still manages to have money for a Louis Vuitton bag or a haul. It's a self-led woman that is able to say, no, I'm not going to take that medication because that's not aligned for me. And I'm going to find another way to not have rheumatoid arthritis. It is a self-led woman that says, I love our relationship, but I want to take it to the next level. I want better. I want more. I want more romance. It is a self-led woman that goes and does her life coaching certificate and keeps learning and keeps growing and creates many books and creates 130 courses and then creates generational wealth for her descendants because that was her mom's dream. It was always the self-led woman. But when I started using certain words that are right for the self-led woman, the high ambitious woman, some other women that are not self-led, that are not ambitious, they're not driven, were really attracted to that language. And they said, great, I just want to marry a rich man who he can just carry me through life and I won't have to do anything. But you have to do a lot of things to have this life. You have to be a lot of things to have this life. You can't just outsource that to a man. You just can't. That's just not how it works. If I had just outsourced this thing to Irfan, we would have had a great life. We wouldn't have had generational wealth because that was never his dream. He was not Sheena's daughter. I'm Sheena's daughter. That dream was given to me by my mom. So that's why when questions like that come, and you don't know the entire legacy of my channel, I'm not offended by that. I totally get it. But the content has always been for high achieving women. I will never stop being high achieving. I don't know how to stop doing that. I don't want to do that. So my clients, depending on what season of life they're in, they might be stay-at-home moms. They might be in the peak of their career. They might be quitting their career to start their own business. They might be pregnant. They might be planning for a pregnancy. But one common thread runs through all of us. We are high achieving, driven, ambitious, self-led women. We make shit happen on this planet. We came here with a purpose. We are the women, when God's like, let's make sure this happens, the desire is planted in our hearts. Because he knows that if he puts it in our heart, it's happening. It's happening one way or another. It is happening because we are just those women. I'm going to try one more time. Oh no, it still keeps getting stuck. This is really bothering me that I can't change this. Damn it. Oh well, maybe it's just meant to be for members today. You can become a member by joining the join button if you want to really be a participant in this conversation. I tried to change it, but for some reason it won't. Let me get out of it and change it. This never happened before. It usually lets me. See, that's how you know. I can't even give that up, right? I can't be like, okay, Mina. No, like, that's the self-led woman. And so when you are self-led, you're driven, here's one way to also tell the difference. A woman that is self-led, driven, high-achieving, she's attracted to other women with power. Her power sees another woman's power and says, ooh, she's powerful, I'm powerful, we can do powerful things together. Let me follow her. Let me hire her. Let me buy her stuff. When a woman that's not self-led, she's not ambitious, she's not driven, again, nothing wrong with that. When she sees a powerful woman, she says, okay, I don't feel powerful. She seems to know what the hell she's doing. I'm just going to follow her, put her on a pedestal and hope that she can help me. I hope that she can lead me because I sure as hell don't know what the hell I'm doing. That's a very different frequency. It's a very different vibe. Can you see that? Let me know if you get that. I cannot let this go, that it's not letting me do this. I don't know what is going on. Why it's frozen. Can you guys, like, can my members see me? Is there like a problem with the internet connection or this computer? It ruined my live stream. I feel like. I don't think you can change that setting on here. It ruined it. Okay, never mind. Let me know if you guys can see me. Hopefully I am not frozen. Because I'm not moving on here. Let me check on my phone. Okay, I think I am still live. Okay, good, good, good. Do you guys, oh my God, I can do it, I think now. Oh my goodness, no way. No freaking way. We manifested it. We manifested it. Let's do it fast. Let's do it fast. It worked. We did it. Ah, we did it. We did it. Okay, great. Awesome, awesome. So that was the celebration. That was the story. I am in one of those big peaks right now, a big kind of changes. I've done this a lot, so I'm used to it, where I have made the tiny tweaks in my messaging, in my marketing, so that it's really, really clear that I am speaking to driven, ambitious, self-led women as I have always, because that's who I am. That's who I am as a person. It's ingrained in me. My daughter, she's 10. She was born with it. She's self-led. She's very driven. She's very ambitious. It is in my bloodline. This is just the women in my family. That's just how we are. And those are the women that I resonate with the most. Nothing wrong with the women that are not like us. I love you guys, but I want to work with the women that are like me. I can help them the most. And one of the things that I've been learning from one of my mentors, I have a lot this year. I'm in school full time, 8 schools currently, while running my own business. Again, driven, high achieving. This is not a new thing. If you look at my entire story, I've always been her. She's always been me. She, what was I gonna say? I totally lost my train of thought. Something about my mentor. Just got here. What are we celebrating? Okay, you're gonna have to watch from the beginning. You're gonna have to watch from the beginning. It had to be have said a certain way. Sending so much love to you, Mina. You have been changing my life. Can't wait for more to come. Yay! Happy to have you, babe. Everything you just said was gold. Thank you, Audra. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, Mina, new here. Love you, girl, already. Thank you, Asia. I'm so proud of you, Mina. We are the top 1% self-led, ambitious women. Yes, yes. So, oh, I remember now what I was going to say. So every time I have transitioned my content because I have a new thing I'm working on, the core audience has always been self-led, driven, ambitious women. But the topic has changed because here's the thing. I move on to the next thing I'm manifesting. I take my existing clients with me. New people that come in, they still have the courses, the coaching, the books, all the stuff, and they have something to inspire to, but I'm not the type of person that can be talking about rheumatoid arthritis a decade after I already healed it. I'm just not that person. I think very fast, I move very fast, I'm very impatient, I'm very impulsive. It's where my success comes from. I think fast, I make decisions fast. You either love me or hate me for that. People that are like me love it. They're like, yes, finally someone moves at my speed. People who move at a different speed are like, this woman is going to give me whiplash. Like, I cannot with this. And that's fine. That's okay. And I own who I am and what I love. Like I love creating. I love building. I'm the same woman that was healing her childhood sexual trauma. I'm the same woman that started the real estate business, the same woman that had the corporate job before that, the same woman that went to Northwestern University, the same woman that went through the divorce and became a stay-at-home mom, the same woman that remarried and become a stay-at-home mom, right? I was a single mom, then I was a working mom in my previous marriage, and then, or a working woman, then a pregnant woman going through a divorce, then a single woman, a single mom working, then I got married and retired, and then I was a stay-at-home mom, and then 9 years into that, I started this business, and then I became the businesswoman mom. I'm still the same woman. You just caught me at different journeys. That's why I call her the self-aware Barbie, because we get to change eras. We're the ones that we can be a stay-at-home mom, we can be a single mom, we can be a working mom, we can not be a mom, we can be a inspiring, aspiring mom. We are all the women rolled up into one lifetime. So we have to stop doing this thing where you think that if I was talking to homemakers, I was talking to women that have no ambitions or career. Homemakers are very ambitious women. They're very driven women who are choosing to put aside the thing that they love the most is to create their drive because something else needs their attention more in that era. It's the same woman. It's the same woman. The same self-led women. That's why I talked about the different stages in my book, the different eras. You know what I've activated now? My crone era, my grandmother era. Because the fact that I don't even have any grandchildren, and I'm telling you that I was talking to my grandchildren in this video that we created and I was bawling my eyes out, that I love you so much, even though you're not here yet, but I love you so much that I created generational wealth for you. I'm the same woman that was barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen cooking while my husband was working. Same woman, different era. Same woman, different era. So we have to stop putting women in a box like that and think, well, if you're high achieving, you can only have a career. You can't be pregnant and barefoot in the kitchen era. Yes, I can. I can do whatever the F I want. That's why I'm driven and ambitious, because I make the rules. I decide how I'm going to live my life. That's literally what it means to be self-led. That's literally what it means. When I decided that I was going to be a single mom and go to school full time and be in real estate and pay my bills and have my own condo and own over 20 properties at one time in my life in real estate as a single mother, I fucking did that. Why? Because I can. Because whatever I say I'm going to do, I'm self-led enough that I will freaking do it. Or I will die trying. That's the kind of woman that I am. That's the legacy that I come from. That was Sheena. And that's you. If you love what I stand for, if you love my personal values, if you're like, damn, this woman makes shit happen, that's you. You already know this. You already know this. And then when I decided that was tiring and I was burned out and I was going to get remarried and I was going to play the stay-at-home mom Barbie for a while, I did that. And people were like, but you love working. Yeah. And now I love being pregnant and barefoot in the kitchen for a while. That's what I love now. What are you going to do about it? That's what I decide what to do with my life. The life that I'm leading, the life that I control, the life that I give power to through my decisions and my desires, that's what I'm going to do. And then when I was like, okay, did that for 9 years, kind of bored. I'm going to start a business. And people were like, you can't start a business. You're a stay-at-home mom. Why the F not? Why? Yeah, my mom did whatever the hell she wanted. And she was an immigrant in this country, could barely speak English, wasn't as educated and powerful as I am because of the rights that this country has given me. She did whatever the hell she wanted. Why can't I? Huh? And I did exactly that. I did exactly that. So if you have been following my journey, I am a woman that's self-led. I am super in my power. I say whatever I want to say. I do whatever I want to do because this is my life and I get to live it out any way I want to. If I want to quit my business tomorrow, I'll do that. If I want to start a second one, I'll do that. If I want to be whatever the hell I want to be that I can't maybe even imagine right now, I'm going to do exactly that because that's just what high achieving, driven, ambitious women do. Everyone else wants our results, but they're not built like us. They value different things. And again, there's nothing right or wrong. They judge us all day long. We judge them all day long. It doesn't even matter. I don't have time for that. But we're just built differently. I'm the kind of person that if I couldn't open the subscriber thing, I can't let that go. I have to do it. I have to fix it. So when I apply that thing to any area of my life, I make shit happen. I just do. So if you caught me in any phase, it doesn't mean that that phase defines me. I define that phase. I glamorize that phase. I bring power to it because it was my desire. I manifested it. Same way, I was born like that. I always was. It's a blessing from God. I love this. And by the way, there was a point in my journey where I thought something was wrong with me because I was the only people that I had like that in my life were dead. And then I was in a new state and I wasn't seeing a lot of these people. And so I was like, is there something wrong with me? No, this is just the type of people that we are. People tell me you have changed so much, better get used to it. It's going to keep happening. And they have asked me why. I answer because I want to. That's the only reason I need. Yes. So what's happening now is I'm like making it super clear because I had attracted a whole bunch of people where I think they were confused that all you have to do to have what I have is marry a rich man and then he hands it to you. That's not my actual story. That's not how it happened. And I think sometimes the story gets distorted because of the lens that's looking at it. So did my husband help me in a very difficult time in my life when my mom passed away? Yes. Did he retire me from my real estate business? Yes. But I chose those things. Do you think he could have forced me to retire if I didn't want that? Hell no. You already know that's not me. I'm Sheena's daughter. Sheena's daughter. You can't control that woman at all. I have her blood in me. And I have a daughter that I'm raising like that. So I know what that's like. Every single thing was my desire first, and then it manifested. And so now that I'm making it explicitly clear in my marketing, what's happening is that tons of people are leaving my channel at rocket speeds. And I'm so happy for that because I've gone through that before, like 5 or 6 times. Every time that happens, your channel goes up. Because when a ton of the wrong people leave your channel, and then the people that actually want to watch your stuff and get you and love you and they have the same values as you, their views count more. Their comments count more. These are the people that I enjoy working with. I enjoy having really deep conversations with. I enjoy creating with because you're a leader, I'm a leader. Let's do this shit together. That's our vibe. We're not like putting each other on a pedestal. We're not like, I'm powerless, but you're powerful. Can you help me, please? No, that's not how women like us work. That makes us want to throw up in our mouth. We're not like that. If you went to my mom in a powerless moment, I would say, girl, run. Because she would give you a piece of her mind and you would be real quick in your power again. So when these people leave, because I've done this with keto, I've done this with Louis Vuitton videos, right? The people that stay, their views, their likes, their comments matter so much. And then the YouTube algorithm recommends more of your content to the right people, who are also self-led, who are also driven, who are also ambitious, who also want all the things that I have manifested already. They're like, yes, I'm high achieving, driven, ambitious, and I want a man that ravishes me. I want a man that can meet my leadership, and actually he can also lead me. I can surrender to him, and I want money, and I want to have babies, and I want to live in a paid off house, and I want to start my business at some point, or maybe you're in that era, right? Already. And do you see how it works? So I know what's about to happen with my channel. It is about to blow up because right now, tons of people, they're like, oh, we have to work. Wait, what? I have to be high achieving? I can't just marry a rich guy and he's just not going to hand everything to me? Oh, wait, what? Those people are leaving in droves. And then the women, they're like, yes, I get you. I'm driven like you. I'm self-led. No pedestal energy here. Those women, their views count more, their likes count more, their comments count more. And I know what's going to happen with this channel in 2025. The conversations we're going to have. Now even the people showing up in my group coaching in Kainat, whole nother level. And I was still attracting those women, but then we would have a couple of the other women and the entire conversation changes. Because imagine if there is a group of 8 women on a table. Imagine a lunch table. There's 8 women and they're self-led, the high achieving. They have big goals and big dreams. And there's 2 women at the table that show up and they're like putting these women on a pedestal. They're powerless. They're asking questions like, who can save me? Can you see that the energy of the entire conversation changes? So the conversations that I'm having in my group coaching containers now, the people showing up in my courses, they're self-led women because I'm making it way more clear now, even though from my point of view, it was always clear because look at me. Like there's nothing about me where I'm like, I'm a victim. I can't do anything. Everything is someone else's fault. Someone come save me. Like what about me says that? My book is literally called Lady Balls. That pissed off a lot of people. The wrong people. The wrong people. Self-led women like me were like, yes, I get that. One of my mentors that I hired this year, she was like, oh my God, is this your book called, Lady Balls? I said, yeah. She's like, I thought I was the only woman that uses that word. I'm like, nope, I'm a woman like you that uses that word too. That's how you know. That's how you know. Reminding me not to overthink. I just am and do. God bless you, Mina, a forever subscriber. Thank you. I have subscribers, by the way, that were in like that started with me in the Louis Vuitton era, in the Mac Hall era. They're still here. So that just shows you that some people are like for a moment and some people are OGs and ride and die forever. Forever. Manit said, goosebumps, Mina. I can feel all the high and the emotion the video would have brought to you. Thanks for showing us what all is possible. My gratitude journal will be full of Mina today. Oh my goodness, thank you, Manit. I think you're watching it a different timeline because I know you can go back, right? So yes, thank you, thank you. This video has just been all kinds of emotions, huh? Mina, your work has made such a big impact on my life. I have been asking, where has this information been in my 20s? Oh, Roxy, I had it in my 20s and I still didn't listen. So sometimes it's just the timing is everything. Those women thought you got the rich husband first, then gained power. But you had your power first, then attracted him. That's the difference between the 2 women. Yes, and here's the thing. I never said that Irfan was rich when I married him. I come from an immigrant family. I think a lot of you guys might also be immigrants. Making $140,000 as an immigrant is not rich. It's not considered rich in my family. In fact, my mom was like, how are you going to live with someone that's only making 140,000? Because I was making way more than that when we met. So I'm not sure where people got this idea from because I've never claimed Irfan was rich. He was making $140,000 a year. He's an engineer. And he had a paid off Toyota Camry and a almost paid off house. How is that rich? Not from my mom's standard, not from my standard. We became millionaires in the marriage because of the goals that we bought together and then we worked through. But I had to be a stay-at-home mom in the beginning, so we had to do it on one income. But I never said I married a rich man. I've actually never even told you to marry a rich man. I said marry a healthy masculine energy man that can provide for you. 2 very different things. In fact, I've given this disclaimer in so many videos. I'm black and blue in the face. But for some people, they keep hearing that I'm saying go and marry the richest man you can. I'm so confused why that's what they're hearing. I never said that. And I would be a hypocrite if I said that because some of the other men in my rotation were multimillionaires and Irfan was not. Why didn't I just go marry them? Because they didn't match my other items on my love list. The legacy starts with legacy love. Because if I married the wrong guy just so I can leave my children a legacy, what kind of a legacy am I leaving them? How does that help them to say, oh, all you have to do is leave a legacy, is sacrifice your own life? No, I'm trying to break that cycle. That's not what I stand for. I married someone that had similar values to me, And then we grew in love together over the last 16 years. October will be our 16-year wedding anniversary. In August, we just celebrated our engagement, 16-year engagement anniversary. So I married the guy that was growth mindset that I could do inner work with, grow with, fall in love with deeper every year, and build generational wealth with. That's the guy I married. Would I have been mad if he was a millionaire when I met him? No, I wouldn't have been mad, but that's just not how it worked out for me. He had the potential of being a millionaire, obviously, because he did. We had our first $1 million a few months before Alina was born. She was Lady Lakshmi for us. That's when we saw that net worth get to 1 million. The fact that you became millionaires together is so inspirational. I love you guys. Thank you, babe. Marrying the right man is so much more important than marrying the rich man. Yes, and here's the thing, Tia. Rich man win. Because again, if you looked at my journey, at some point I was barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen cooking. And you would say, you're talking about this powerful woman? Yeah. Because at that phase in my journey, I was the cooking in the kitchen powerful woman. So if you looked at Irfan, when I met him, he was 37. Well, he was 36. And then I think that same week he turned 37. So at 37, he wasn't a millionaire. Because at that snapshot, that like moment in time, he wasn't. But before his daughter was born, he was. So depending on the age of the man, he is a millionaire, maybe not when you marry him, but that's something you're going to do at some point. He hadn't reached that destiny. He didn't have anyone to do it for, really. Men by themselves don't always have the biggest goals. I showed up and I'm like, I want a paid off house, and I want this, and I want that. Oh, and by the way, I want generational wealth because I want to leave a legacy for my kids. Why? Because my mom wanted to do it and she couldn't. So that's what we're doing. I planted those things in his head because masculine energy men want to make their women happy. I put it in there. I updated him. Some rich men are not having my values. Money is not a character trait. Girl, yes. Sometimes, oh my God, right now I've been getting some DMs from women and I'm not judging. I'm just sending love. I just cannot relate to it, but they're wanting to hire me. And my one-on-one coaching is only available to Kainat students at the moment. So I'm not even telling them about Kainat because I'm like, I would not even know what to do with these women if they showed up in my group coaching container. I need to hide my group coaching container from them because the questions that they're asking me are of really disturbing things to me. I'm not judging. They're disturbing to me because I did not know that you did those kind of things. Some of these women are asking really weird things to me that men are asking them to do for money that I'm like, I'm just talking about like marrying your legacy love and creating generational wealth. I don't know this business. I don't know what's happening here. But I've really taken to heart what my mentors have said, that somehow the two things got commingled. And I think what it is because people who are not intended for this content saw this content, enjoyed it, started making their own content, started attracting certain people into it, which no judgment, but then they're coming to me and saying, oh, you're the original source of this content. But it's like, but that's not what I'm teaching though. I would not give you any advice. I wouldn't give my daughter. All of this content is being bundled up and put in our estate for my children. So could you imagine if my great granddaughter is watching this content one day wondering, I wonder what great grandma Mina had to say. I wonder what her values were. That's who I have in mind. So I have to keep that in mind with everything I put out there. Whatever I would tell my daughter and my great granddaughter and my great great granddaughter, it's literally being packaged up for them. My books are they're inheriting all this stuff. So a lot of this weird stuff, I don't even want to address it because I don't even want to put that stuff in my great grandchildren's mind that some of this stuff is going on out there. I don't want to do that. I don't even want them to know I was aware of it. So I hope that this clarifies it. And I really thank you for the person that asked that question, because I think it was time for me to talk about this and say it, because assuming that everyone that's following me understands that I am a self-led, powerful woman that's ambitious and high achieving, regardless of whether I'm pregnant and barefoot, regardless of if I'm in my grieving era, rocking my baby era, breastfeeding era, or building a multi-million-dollar 8-figure era. It doesn't matter. I'm the same woman. It takes the same woman. We are the women that are a vibrational match, an energetic match for conscious provider men. We are the ones. We need to make some energy tweaks. We need to be able to not only lead, but also surrender. There's some things, but that's what the work is for. It's always been that. It's always been for that person. The woman that doesn't know how to lead, has never led herself or anyone else. You don't tell her to surrender. What is she surrendering from? She's never led herself. Nothing wrong with that, but it's just a different type of woman. That's not who this work is for. It never was. Mina, I have been made guilty by other women that I'm being provided for. It's quite sad. You get to have the whole full gamut of a human experience. That's what God created for you for. If you're seeking validation and approval from other people, you're going to get yourself screwed. Rule number 1 of being self-led, know who your tribe is. We all need that. The internal audience, I talk about this in a lot of my work. The internal audience is important, but you want to make sure that you're not seeking validation from the wrong people. Do you think that I care that people that are not self-led think that I'm too masculine? I don't give a fuck. Okay, I don't care. I don't care what they think that, oh, well, if she's being provided for, why is she working? Because I get to have both. I've never had to make those kind of weird decisions in my life. I just go, oh, now I want that. I get to have that. No, but only that kind of woman has that. Well, watch me, because I'm about to change history, because now this kind of woman has that too. So stop seeking validation from people that don't get it, and put yourself in rooms and containers where people do get it. They're not supposed to get it. God didn't give them the desire. He gave it to you. And this is why I love you, Mina. Mina tells it like it is. I have to, because my children are inheriting all of this content. That is me being in integrity. They need to see who I really was, who I really am. The full gamut. She was the one that quit her business and became a stay-at-home mom. She was the one that cooked for 8 years and cleaned the house and did the pregnant and barefoot thing. She was the one that came back and started another multi-million-dollar business and then led it to an 8-figure business. The same woman in one lifetime. Because this is what my children and great-grandchildren will be building on. So they need to know what the foundation is. This is the foundation. The full gamut of experience. Because where I limit myself, I'm already telling them, this is where the limitation begins. No, ma'am, we're not doing that. Not doing that. They get to have the full experience. Whether I'm alive or not, when my great-grandchildren are born, they will see who I was from all of my content. They will see where they came from. And then when they have children that are fiery and independent and say, I can do this, they'll know where it came from. Sheena, Mina, they'll see it. Alina, they'll see the trail. Success always leaves clues, right? So they'll see it. Potential is so nuanced and people have different ideas of what that means. Yes, and here's the thing, people who haven't actually achieved or gone through these phases, and when they're trying to teach the stuff, again, no judgment, but they're gonna miss the nuances, because the nuances come in the duality of life. They're going to say, gosh, grandma was so savage. Yes, and so was Sheena. I wish Sheena had a video that I could show them. Sheena was sure as hell savage as well. It's in our bloodline. But here's the thing, aren't all Homo sapiens alive today coming from a savage bloodline? Aren't all of us? Because we're the ones that made it here despite all of the odds. Despite it all, despite the diseases, despite the famine, despite the rival tribes attacking us, we made it. Aren't all of us the savage ones? Oh my God, imagine how that potent DNA would turn out. Oh my God, Mani, so I saw something on Instagram. Did you guys see this? I don't even know if it's true because you can't believe everything you see, but it popped up in my feed where, what country was it? It was some European country where all these rich people, not all, but like hundreds of rich people are paying for their bodies to be frozen with the hopes that someday we'll have the technology to unfreeze them. And I found that super creepy, but I was also thinking, I think I've done that in a way because I have been, my ideas, my thoughts, my contemplations, my values, what I stand for has been caught in all of these videos and in my books and all my courses that are literally being packaged up and will be delivered with my estate to my descendants. And then with the money, with the stocks, with all of the stuff. And so I'm saying, here's where we came from. This is what we stand for. This is what your DNA looks like. You're fucking powerful. Here's some money. Go and do some shit. So with instructions, right? And so I feel like that's me freezing myself in time because my DNA will be starting in a higher elevation than where I started. And that should be the purpose of the next generation. Excited to see where life will bring me with you as a mentor. I think that means a lot to me. Thank you, thank you. Let's do this shit together. We can see it, we can feel it from miles away. We are hearing and seeing a powerful, inspiring woman. It is very clear, Mina, and this will be true for your grandchildren as well through time and space. Yes, 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 yes. I'm definitely in that like grandma era because like my grandchildren aren't even here and I keep thinking about them and daydreaming about them. And I totally understand why. I used to say to my mom, you didn't spoil us the way you are with your grandchildren. And I totally get it now. I totally get it. She used to say that your grandchildren are more important than your children because they are the interest on the money that you invested. And the interest always means more. So that's what Sheena used to reply to that. I totally get it now. I totally get it. I totally get it. So ladies, today is my kids have a half day. So we have a little outing planned with them. So I'm going to cut it short here. They had given me a time that they would be done, and that's in 10 minutes. So I'm going to beat them to it. And thank you for joining me. I have a couple offers open for you guys that I'll quickly mention. Right now, the nervous system reboot, I'm in love with it. You guys know we all need to ground and center our nervous system. I also have a lesson in there about true power versus circumstantial power that I think you need to see as a self-led woman. Like all my courses are created with you in mind, always have been. So nervous system reboot. I'm also currently enrolling on a pre-launch for profit from every post. This is going to be for you if you're in your social media era and you're like, I want to make money from every post. Like I have some followers and I want to make sure that I do this where every post is making me money. Profit from every post is a really amazing offer right now that I highly recommend. The cart is open. I'm enrolling, but the content becomes available on Monday. All of this you can find on my site, but I'll also pin it to the description box. And then other than that, I have my 99 Realm membership, which is a lower entry point, just so you can get a sample of my work if you're new to my work. And in there, what I'm doing right now is I give you a new course or intensive every month, and then you get a Q&A. So on September 30th, let me make sure it's the right date because I misquoted it the other day. September 30th, we have a live Q&A, and you can come and ask me a question about this month's course, or you can ask me from any of the other courses that I open. So that's in the 99 realm. And then I have my Kainat Academy, Success Academy, which is my big container with me, close proximity. And in that one, you get a year of mentorship and courses from me. And so it's anchored in 4 main courses. Right now, we're in the semester for entrepreneurship. And by the way, I just updated the sales page. So now you have the dates for all the other semesters. I wasn't sure how I was going to do it, so I didn't share it with you before, but now we know. So here's Skynath. And so you get the entrepreneur group coaching, which we're doing right now. We're having a lot of fun in there. And then supporting courses on that, like the persecution wound duality is coming up next month. You get supporting courses. Next month, or I'm sorry, 11/11, we start the prosperity / money / manifestation semester. So that goes until February 14th. And then February 14th, we start the love semester. We talk about being wifed and dating and enhancing our relationship with our existing partner. So that covers like love and relationships and pair bonding and all the things. And then in May, we start the final semester, which is inner alchemy, which is going to be deeper nervous system work and inner work and all that stuff. No matter where you join, you get a full year. So you end up taking all 4 of the group coaching containers and you get all the supporting courses with them. So if you are a university bundle student, which we've retired the university bundle, but if you are an existing university bundle student, you can upgrade to the group coaching in Kainat. There is a portal called University Bundle Student Portal, and you can go get the code in there and you can upgrade to this because this is close proximity. We meet twice a month. We do these hot seat coaching sessions, and then you also get all the live stuff in the group courses. So that's what I have going on in my containers. All right, babes. Okay, so I'm gonna let you guys go now. I've got some outing planned, but I'll be back live. Also, one more thing, I posted like 20 something videos, recorded videos as part of my 30-day challenge, which ends next Wednesday, I think, 30-day video challenge. And because YouTube prefers it when I live stream and you prefer it when I live stream, those videos didn't really get shown to all of my audience. So if you are interested in my content and you missed that, go to my main YouTube page and you'll see all of that stuff. Like you'll see the videos. So just in case you missed it, it's all there. All right, babes, I love you. Have a wonderful weekend and I'll see you in my containers and on YouTube. Bye, everyone.